Hello, everyone. Today, my job is to inform you of what climate change is, why it is occurring, how it occurs, and how to prevent it. Climate change is a growing issue and affects all plants, animals, and people on our planet. According to the United Nations World Meteorological Organization, in the present day, there is a 43% increase in the warming impact of greenhouse gases since the year 1990. Although often ignored, progressing climate change and global warming, in addition to increasing greenhouse gases, is destroying the earth. From knowledge of how greenhouse gases work, from education and reading numerous articles and studies, including documentaries and news reports, I believe that clear understanding of how climate change is occurring, along with the future outcome of its effect and potential deterrence, is also undoubtedly present. Again, I focus this speech on what climate change is, why it is occurring, and how it occurs, ultimately to conclude on ways it can be deterred and slowed. This is not a call to action, but rather scientific and logically based facts, studies, and suggestions. To reiterate, this has no intention of being subjective. Climate change is natural fluctuations in the climate due to Earth's rising temperatures. Climate change is a result of high greenhouse gases in Earth's atmosphere, which in turn results in a warming of Earth's surface. The Earth's average temperature is about 15 degrees Celsius, but has been much higher and lower in the past. This has been recorded since the dawn of the Industrial Revolution. Scientists believe that fluctuations are due to man-made greenhouse gas emissions. Now that you have an idea of what is occurring, I'll explain in the most simple form of how the greenhouse gas effect works. To begin, sun rays, particularly ultraviolet and light rays, travel through space into the atmosphere and to Earth. Here at Earth, the electromagnetic waves either reflect off of our planet or are trapped and contained due to the greenhouse gases. The trapped waves in turn turn into infrared rays, which are essentially heat waves, causing the Earth's surface temperature to rise. What is a greenhouse gas and how are they an issue? Human activities have increased carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions and the driving up of temperatures. Extreme weather and melting polar ice are among the possible effects. The greenhouse gas effect occurs due to heavy carbon emissions and abundant, which are denser gas particles. The greenhouse gas with the greatest impact on warming is water vapor, but it does not remain in the atmosphere as long as carbon dioxide does, which is CO2. In fact, CO2 persists for much longer than liquid water vapor. Other gases include methane and nitrous oxide. Scientists are able to prove that CO2 levels have risen more than 30% since the Industrial Revolution. According to the BBC article, What is Climate Change? And What is climate change? A really simple guide. Studies show that across the globe, the average sea level has increased millimeters per year between the year 2005 and 2015. How can we avoid producing more? And how can we deter global warming? A reduction in fossil fuel emissions can help slow global warming along with acts, laws, or movements enacted to prevent deforestation. It could also aid in slowing climate change by, reducing meat intake and preventing CO2 emissions to be released into the atmosphere. According to the United Nations co-chair of an IPCC working group, certain resources are more frequently used in particular diets than others. On top of the land and water that is exploited comes the result of mass cultivation and slaughtering of animals. An increase in carbon emissions occurs due to this mass slaughtering and cultivation agriculture in the United States especially. Animals store gas just like a tree would. So these gases are CO2 and other natural gases. With this comes mass amounts of waste. With agriculture, mass production and mass cultivation in the world comes mass amounts of waste being buried in water systems and across land, and it only pollutes the earth more. Many things contribute to global warming and climate change, and it is an ongoing issue. Climate change is progressing drastically and affects all plants, animals, and people on our planet. It could result in a widespread air pollution and more agricultural mishaps. I hope to have informed you better on what climate change is, why it is occurring, how it occurs, and how to prevent it. I say before you not to call you to action or to make certain life changes. I'm strictly informing you of an ever so present issue that may not affect your lives, but the lives that come before you or that come after you. Excuse me. Ultimately, if remained unchanged, the global issue could result in widespread famine, drought, and natural disaster. Thank you.